Well, what do we got here? I think I promised you guys at the end of my last Assassin's Creed Odyssey videos, based on my relationship with Ubisoft, that most likely there will be some more pre-release footage coming up in the near future, and I did not disappoint, did I? So this footage was captured at a San Francisco event. It was their pre-Gamescom event, so people who were not attending Gamescom still had a chance to come play the game. Flight and accommodations are covered by Ubisoft, but this video is in no way sponsored. Pretty much all the Ubisoft games that you're going to be seeing within the next couple days were not sponsored in any sort of way, so I get to say what I feel and what I truly think of the game. And this is some really high level end game gameplay. Say that 10 times fast. So we're level 50, as you can probably tell by the top right hand corner, and we have some pretty sweet gear going on. I had the choice of playing as Cassandra, or I completely forget what the male Spartan name is, but I'm pretty sure when I do my full walkthrough, I'm gonna be playing as Cassandra, just because it's gonna be a bit more interesting. And I'm gonna let you guys listen to this conversation right here.
Oh, how she twisted the truth. She sacrificed her own lover to the writhing dread. How dare you bring your curse upon...
Ah, Misthios! The gods are real. Help me, please!
Silent snake.
What's going on?
We will bring this evil creature to justice.
They're lost in paranoia. They think I sacrificed my Ligia to the creature in the forest.
Hold your forked tongue. This walking curse is in league with the writhing dread.
She just looks scared to me.
Please, the creature took Ligia. If I die here, who will save her?
I'll save Ligia and kill any creature that tries to stop me.
What are you saying? She will lead you to the Petrified Temple and your doom.
What exactly is this creature?
Evil, heartless, unknowable.
We must end this girl before she leads the writhing dread right to us.
The forest where the creature lives. Where is it?
Beyond the Petrified Temple, north of here. A damned place, haunted by shade and filled with cursed stone. At its center lie ancient ruins, from which few return.
You mentioned Ligia. She's...
Beyond beauty, beyond grace. A daughter of Artemis. Brave, not like me.
What dark prize did the writhing dread offer for her soul?
She lives, Misthios. I know it.
This writhing dread has let Ligia live. We'll need to move now. Follow me.
Careful. These people are driven by fear.
The girl's coming with me. I'd suggest not standing in our way.
She's whispered spells in your ear, Misthios. Citizens, we must save our city, and these interlopers must bleed.
Hide in the temple. I'll deal with this.
Alright, so you're about to see me get my shit absolutely pushed in because getting used to the combat, and these guys hit really hard, and the combat has been revamped, much more so than I thought from the last time that I played this game. But as you can see, it's just as easy to catch on fire as it was in Assassin's Creed Origins. But you can also summon your own flame swords at will. But yeah, I get absolutely destroyed here. So the first thing I noticed is that the combat, even though I am high level and I have awesome weapons and awesome abilities, it is a little bit more difficult than it has been in previous Assassin's Creed games. One main thing that they've changed is that you no longer auto heal and you have awesome attacks like that. There is no longer an auto heal ability. So in previous games you could, if your health was low, you could just run away, rest for a couple seconds, then your health would eventually come back to a certain point. They've completely gotten rid of that in this game. So now you actually have to heal yourself using the ability bar and the ability icons that you can see on the bottom left hand corner. As you can see in this specific case, it would be tied to my X button, and now I just swap to the next tree of abilities by pressing down on the D-pad. Give myself some flame swords, so I can just hit a little bit harder. In this specific demo, I didn't have a shield, which made things even more difficult because in previous games you could really lean on the shield if you're getting a bit overwhelmed. Because I didn't have one in my inventory or have one equipped at all, as you can see that was a Spartan kit, had to rely more heavily on parrying. They changed parrying a little bit in this game. It's now, once again, catching on fire. Instead of just being left bumper, it is now left and right bumper at the same time, so it's a little bit more difficult. And as I grab the synchronization point, I also have to mention that for some reason my footage was a little bit washed out, so I had to do my best in the color correction. So the video that you're seeing right now is basically my best guesstimation from memory of what the game looked like. I spent like probably 20 minutes color correcting, so if the colors in the final game don't look like they did in this demo, that's why, because I had to do my best. I don't know, the recording equipment was wonky and maybe the settings weren't set correctly, but anyways, so we're gonna go to the synchronization point up here. So like I said earlier, the combat is just overall more difficult. You, instead of relying as in previous games with just like the standard melee, block, parry, I think it's really tied to utilizing your abilities more, using the skill tree, your powers, and using them to the best ability. It makes for some really tense moments when you don't have enough ability points to execute those abilities, especially your heal ability, which is no longer a given anymore. But I think it's a welcome thing, because I think we can all agree in previous Assassin's Creed games, especially the earlier ones, where countering was pretty much easy street in terms of the game. More difficult combat, I think, is always welcomed, just because I find that it makes the games more engaging and the scenes a little bit more intense, especially when you get to the later boss fight that you're going to see near the end of this demo. So yeah, the bottom right hand corner that you see right there, the bar, that is a mercenary bar. So in Assassin's Creed Origins, you had those big guys that would hunt you and attack you out of nowhere. In this game, the more people that you kill, the more quote-unquote evil things seen from the Greek perspective you do. That bar will fill up and people will attack you at different stages, and you guys can enjoy this conversation right here.
Safe now.
Safe? I don't want to be safe, Mystios. I want to look deep into Lygia's eyes just once more, even if it kills me.
Love might be the end of us all, but it's a price worth paying.
I polished Charon's drachmi long ago, Mystios. I'm ready.
You know, I don't want to call you forever.
My name's Bryce.
Cassandra.
Lygia's waiting for me, Cassandra. If I'd been captured, I'd never have to wait for her.
Then let's not disappoint her. Where was she taken?
From our sanctuary, the Dread Ruins in the Petrified Valley.
And you're surprised she was taken by a creature?
It's not safe here. We need to leave the city.
Alright, I'm back. And another thing you're gonna notice, this is still a working in progress demo, as you can see by the texture popping in at my feet that will eventually get rendered in. This was the Xbox One X version of the game, running at 4K resolution. It actually played better than I thought, because when I played the Xbox One X version of Assassin's Creed Origins, I could noticeably feel the game felt a little bit sluggish. This one held like at a solid 30, which I did appreciate. I still think that given the choice, I would still prefer to play the game on PC, just because those 60 frames just make everything flow a lot better. And this is what you call abusing video game mechanics, because this person shoots poison arrows and they hurt a lot, so I just decided to stay on my horse. So they've done their best, but there are still some things that you can take advantage of to give yourself the upper hand, especially when you're starting to encounter more difficult enemies. I faced this Mercenary once, and she absolutely destroyed me the very first time around. I kind of wanted to progress with the demo as quickly as possible. I've said this before, your biggest enemy during these events is just time. There's only a certain amount of time that you get to play, and that is allotted to you because there are people behind you that want to play as well, and everyone has to do recordings, so I didn't want to spend too much time trying to take down that mercenary. But what we're heading to is another kind of like indication of how this game kind of separates itself from Origins a tiny bit, even though the backgrounds and a lot of the resources are reused. This one, you're gonna encounter some more mythical creatures. The game will kind of give you a hint at what you're gonna be encountering. If you are at all familiar with Greek mythology, you'll know exactly what we're probably gonna encounter in this deep dark forest. And once again, there are some bugs, as you can see right here, trying to get this person to engage and follow me. I think she's being blocked by the horse right now, so I have to move the horse and allow her to move a little bit further. So still, as you can probably tell, not a complete game without its issues. There's still a bit more time for them to kind of polish around the edges. But yeah, we have another conversation coming right here.
This place is ours, Lygia's and mine. A forbidden place for forbidden love.
Not much of a love nest. I've seen more romantic funerals.
I found scraps of her clothes leading to the Writhing Dread's lair. Please, we need to hurry.
Time to find Lygia. You lead the way. What happened to these trees? I shouldn't be here. What is this place? It's empty of life.
We enter the realm of the Writhing Dread. Listen. It's as if sound itself is afraid of what the fog veils.
It's getting hard to breathe. Even the air is dead. Oh, these statues are unnervingly lifelike. Their faces are contorted in fear.
It destroys all living things, transforming them to stone and leaving them frozen in fear for all eternity. If Lygia, if she's stone, how will we bury her? She'll never meet Charon.
A scrap of clothing. My guess, Lygia's.
Lygia!
Whoever tore it from her was savage. Bryce, wait! Malaka! Better go after her.
She's alive!
We need to get inside. But I see no openings, and the walls are too smooth to climb.
She shouldn't be in there. She should be in my arms. Her breath, her smell. Every night we'd meet at the Dread Ruins. I was late, just once. I wanted to find her a rose. Something as perfect as she is. This is my fault. If I'd gotten there in time.
Then you'd both be trapped inside.
Together?
You were searching for a rose. A gift. Never regret an act of kindness, Bryce.
Thank you.
What do you know about this place?
Lygia is a daughter of Artemis. Her people trained here long ago. A legend tells of an ancient artifact they recovered in a pit full of snakes. She believed they still had it, hidden in their village on Chios.
I'll find it.
There's also a mercenary, a man who claims he killed the creature.
Impossible.
But many believe him. He might know something.
You said Ligia knew how to get into the lair. Where exactly is the key?
The daughters of Artemis hide their most prized possessions in a cave in their village. It's protected by wild beasts and fierce warriors. The key is shaped like a disc. If they have it, it will be there.
This mercenary, the slayer of the writhing dread. Where can I find him?
He waits in a temple atop the hill in Ancient Peril. Champions from all over seek to challenge him to build their reputations, but there is no way he killed the creature. If he did, how was Ligia taken?
Did you see the creature yourself?
No, but only the writhing dread would be strong enough to take Ligia. She's too fierce. And too stubborn.
I'll find a way inside, and then I'll kill this creature.
And I'll find Ligia the rose I should have given her that night. Someone, I tell you, in another time will remember us.
The poet Sappho.
Our favorite. Please, Cassandra, hurry.
Whee! That was a long one. Haven't talked to you guys in about 5 minutes, but so we picked up the quest to kind of progress on. So another thing that was introduced is that there are subsections to quest, so we could go collect the artifact to open that door right away. What you're about to see is kind of like an optional quest of trying to talk to that guy that apparently survived the original attack. This will completely disappear if you don't do it, and it didn't have that much significance to the storyline, but it's just a little bit of an extra thing that you can do just to get the full experience. These little sub-quests along the way and optional things that you can do. I was trying to find this guy. Apparently he's supposed to be on the highest point of the Ancient Pearl, and I thought this ruined sanctuary would be a good spot for it, but he's actually a little bit further up near the synchronization point. But it was still, wow. That was a sweet kick. This is my first time rewatching the footage once again. So yeah, once again, just utilizing your abilities. There really is no easy way to go about trying to take these big guys down with shields without using your abilities, as well as working in your parry system. So I think that's one thing that a lot of people are gonna have to get used to, not leaning on the shield as much as you have in previous games, or blocking as much as you in previous games. But they kind of compensated that by giving you a more generous window for which you can your parry will actually be executed. So it's a little bit of give and take. Some things are a little bit more difficult, but I still think that overall the combat is fair. It feels, the combat in terms of the melee feel exactly like they did in Origins, which I've said that before in my preview video, E3 preview footage of Assassin's Creed Odyssey. In terms of the environment, mechanics, everything feels very similar to Origins. You can tell that they have reused a lot of the assets, but I love this franchise. I understand that if a game is rushed, as it has in previous games, it does look bad on the franchise, but I like my yearly Assassin's Creed games because they're fun, and I enjoy playing this franchise. So long as they come up with a good product at the end, I'm happy. So long as it isn't like an Assassin's Creed, not Rogue. It's not a Unity situation. Then I'm happy. But anyways, we're gonna encounter the guy that we're looking for a little bit later here. I'm gonna leave you guys with the rest of the the gameplay because there's a time limit of the video I can post. So enjoy the rest of it, and I will catch you guys for the next episode. All right? I will see you guys then.
There's the temple on the hill.
Lives are like the ride.
Excuse me?
We're born into darkness and rise up to the greatest peaks before descending into darkness once more.
A warrior and a sophist. This is a first.
It is not philosophy, it's truth. Learned through violence, fate, and seeing evil. True evil.
You're talking about the writhing dread.
The creature. When it ambushed us outside, we thought only of survival. My spear allowed me to stay out of its gaze. I was lucky. My friends weren't.
Tell me how you were able to defeat the creature.
It all happened so fast. We had a plan to break into the temple and corner it, but it ambushed us before we got inside. There was no time for strategy after that.
Why go after the creature in the first place?
We were hired to steal an ancient item from within its lair by masked soldiers.
Give me that spear.
We are warriors. To let it go without a fight would be to dishonor my fallen friends.
Put it out! Put it out! It burns! Put it out! It burns!
Nothing special about this spear. Daughters of Artemis are where Bryce said they'd be. The cave with the key must be nearby. This is it. This looks like the place. Here we are. Ugh.